statements made during this broadcast regarding products or the claims made about specific products have not been evaluated by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Products and treatments discussed are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. Make your physician aware of all nutritional supplements used and immediately notify your physician if you have any health concern or undiagnosed sign or symptom. Let's Talk Nutrition is a health talk show that features scientists, authors, nutrition specialists, personal trainers, holistic healers, and experts in traditional, natural, and integrative medicine. Listen for a chance to win daily prizes and follow Let's Talk Nutrition on Facebook and Instagram at Let's Talk Nutrition or on Twitter at LTN Radio. It's time for some inspiration. Tune in to get fit and healthy. It's time to talk about nutrition. Nutrition for your body, your mind, your spirit. It's time to talk about proper exercise, stress relief, eating well, and supplementation to help. Get ready to take charge of your health because your health is your wealth and the wealth of those who care about and love you. It's time for Let's Talk Nutrition with Dr. Michael Garko. Welcome to the show.
You're dialed into Let's Talk Nutrition. Great to be with you. Thanks for tuning in today. Looking for my guest, roaming around the building probably somewhere. Richard Passwater. He's scheduled to be in studio live, and we'll look for him. He always makes for a good guest. We'll see what was on Richard's. I just saw him in California last week. And I hope you're doing well and having a good day today and making your way with your health, right? Trying to stay on top of it, figure things out. Keep learning, keep trying, no matter if you slip a little bit. We all do. And we'll remind you gently. Typically, I'm standing, but I'm sitting now because when I have guests in studio, I like to be at eye level with them. So we'll see. And if you're new to the show, welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. We'd love to have you, and every listener counts. You can always call the show, too. This is a listener-friendly show. The toll-free number, 877-897-8255, 877-897-TALK. You can always send me an email to Dr. Garko at letstalknutrition.com. Follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/Let's Talk Nutrition. And on Twitter, LTN Radio. I've reported numerous times on heart health, and for obvious reasons, right? And one of the things I've learned over the years is that the protocols for a healthy heart typically make a contribution overall to a person's health. It's kind of interesting. And I think there's an explanation for it. But there was a story trending this today on a healthy heart, and they were talking about how a healthy heart equals a healthy brain. I'm not surprised by the source for the story is the American Heart Association, and I'm not surprised by that correlation. And what they were contending in the article was that when you achieve the metrics that define a healthy heart, that can correspond or otherwise translate into a healthier brain as people move through the life cycle. And the more ideal cardiovascular health measures they could identify with a person, the less decline in brain processing speed, and to some extent, the less decline in thinking ability and memory they discovered. So when you improve your heart, or if you're protecting your heart from disease, you seem to be protecting the brain. Now, I think there are a couple of hypotheses to explain that. If you have a healthy heart, that means that the blood is pumping blood throughout the body, right? And if you have a healthy cardiovascular system, generally, that means the arteries are healthy. So brain is being pumped to the blood. You have arteries leading to the skull, to the brain. And if those arteries are healthy, you have oxygen and nutrients going to the brain stays healthy. You have diseased arteries and the blood can't get to the brain, or the heart can't pump as well, or both, you would have more of a chance to have a diseased brain. I think that is a reasonable hypothesis to explain why you would find that correlation. And these researchers from the University of Miami and Columbia University, they employed the American Heart Association's Life's Simple 7 definition of cardiovascular health, which includes the not smoking, maintaining your weight, being physically active, have a healthy diet, good blood pressure, good cholesterol levels, and good glucose levels. And if you go to the American Heart Association's website, you'll find this model, Life's Simple 7. And that it turns out that model is associated with a reduced risk for strokes and heart attacks when people follow those principles that I just mentioned briefly, though. There's a correlation with reduced risk in stroke, even among elderly people. And they said, and the finding that they may also impact cognitive or brain function underscores the importance of measuring, monitoring, and controlling these 7 factors by patients and physicians, so said Dr. Hannah Gardner, the study's lead author. What they found generally was that having more ideal cardiovascular health factors was correlated with better brain processing speed. And the association was strongest for being a non-smoker and having ideal fasting glucose and ideal weight. I keep saying on this show, I keep repeating it, maintain healthy glucose and insulin levels. Keep checking on those, your A1C and whatnot. And they also found that having more cardiovascular health factors was associated with less decline over time in processing speed, memory, and executive functioning of the brain. Executive functioning means time management and other cognitive skills. So healthy brain, healthy heart, healthy brain. It's good. 877-897-8255 is a toll-free number. And if you didn't notice, there's all kinds of technology now to help people stay healthy. They have apps, more apps than I have sense to help people do this. They have apps that keep track of calories. They have apps to remind you to do this or that, go to the gym, whatnot. Apps that tell you how much or what to eat, when to eat it. I mean, it gets pretty sophisticated. There are hundreds, maybe even thousands of these things. I think they're helpful. You just have to find the one that accommodates you and fits your lifestyle and your patience or your inclination to use technology in the first place. Well, there's a new piece of technology. It's a little... Well, let me explain it. It's a necklace. And if you find that other link that I sent Josh on that for that story, you'll see that link will actually show the device. And there's Superman. You can watch Let's Talk Nutrition at letstalknutrition.com, by the way. Nevertheless, this study comes out of the University of Buffalo, and a researcher there, Dr. Chu, and it's a necklace that tracks what you eat, and they use a microphone. When we come back, I'll explain. You're thinking, how can that be? And I thought the same thing. I'll see if I can lay it out for you. One thing after another to help people. Necessity. What's that old saying? Necessity is the mother of invention. And the obesity epidemic has created a necessity to try to resolve it. And all sorts of gadgets and gimmicks and diets and, my God, billions of dollars being poured into research and development and also into products. Some work, some don't. You just got to find it. We're showing you that device. When we come back, I'll explain how this thing works. It does have some limitations, but it's not too bad.
At Country Life Vitamins, we've been helping people live happy, healthy lives since 1971, and we believe integrity should always be our number one ingredient. We are committed to this belief because you deserve high-quality nutrition, specifically crafted with the highest standards to support your health. Country Life's manufacturing facility is an NSF GMP-registered facility, as well as USDA-certified organic, so you can feel good about the products you're taking. Country Life Vitamins is also the first supplement company in the United States to have a complete line of products certified gluten-free. That's over 500 products. Country Life Vitamins' pledge of integrity is based on 5 standards: authenticity, cleanliness, freshness, consistency, and accuracy. Ask for Country Life's top-selling products, such as Coenzyme B Advanced for increased energy or Flex Able for joint health. Country Life Vitamins' commitment to ensure all of our products are pure, wholesome, gluten-free supplements full of natural goodness provides peace of mind with the knowledge you are using a brand you can trust.
Did you know that the most common form of calcium supplement today is calcium carbonate, also known as limestone? You don't eat rocks as part of your balanced diet, so why would you choose to supplement your bone health nutritional needs with limestone? Our bodies understand and seek whole food sources of nutrition. New Chapter is proud to deliver Bone Strength Take Care, a calcium complex that delivers key bone health nutrients in the form of whole food, not rocks. Bone Strength Take Care also delivers key bone nourishing nutrients, including vitamins D3 and K2. Vitamin K2 is of critical importance as it ensures calcium is placed in the bone where it's needed and stays out of the arteries where it's not. Discover for yourself the whole food bone health alternative to rocks. Bone Strength Take Care, the best-selling natural bone health supplement in America. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Are you tired of taking vitamin pills or powders? How about gummy vitamins with high fructose corn syrup or coloring? Finally, you have a choice with Nature's Dynamic whole food gummy supplements and probiotics made by a dad. Imagine getting benefits of your garden in a delicious gummy supplement. Nature's Dynamics utilizes organic, plant-based vitamin and mineral sources with non-GMO, gluten, soy, and dairy-free ingredients in a delicious gummy for the whole family. Nature's Dynamics has Berry Garden gummies made by a dad, multivitamin omega-3 and probiotics for kids, body boost joint relief, whole food bone and calcium gummy, whole food immune and vitamin C gummy, whole food omega-3 gummy, Be Beautiful hair, skin, and nails gummy, prenatal plus gummy, whole food probiotics for digestive support, and body boost energy and wellness multivitamin for him and her in a delicious, easy to digest gummy. To learn more about Nature's Dynamics or to find a retailer near you, visit naturesdynamics.com or madebyadad.com. Nature's Dynamics, garden to gummy supplements, made by a dad.
Energy, energy, and more energy. Everyone needs it. But did you know you can get the energy you need quick through the powers of wild forest extracts? Wild chaga and birch bark were a secret source of energy and power for Russian athletes years ago, making them unbeatable. Now you too can experience real energy and power like you've never dreamed possible. Wild chaga is the world's top source of SOD, superoxide dismutase, that critical enzyme that blocks the aging process and keeps your cells healthy. Wild birch extract is the world's top source of betulin, a natural sterol needed by every cell of the body. And healthy cells mean a healthy you, and a more powerful one too. Chaga birch bark is also good for your heart, healthy cholesterol, and even helps build healthy arteries. No wonder it's known as the king of all herbs. So take your Chaga Charge tea with wild birch bark every day and Chaga Max capsules from North American Herb and Spice and get that maximum energy you need. Also available in liquid as Chago Power Drops. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Natrol, Own Your Health, Alga Life, Algae for Life, NeoCell, the true science of collagen, CV Sciences, from seed to shelf. New Chapter, the benefit of nature's wisdom. Yerba Prima, pioneers in internal cleansing. Form Essentials, makers of the sleep aid Solace. Now introducing Zinnia for healthy hair, skin, and nails. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
And welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition. My guest found his way into the building after they frisked him at the front door. That's a lot of fun, isn't it? It depends on who's working the desk.
I might go back by again this morning for another inspection.
Just kidding. Security is pretty tight around here. And I always make them laugh. I go out and I have to tell them that, I have some guests coming in, and if they know their way back, I just let them come back like your way back here, or I'll have to go up there and go get them because they'll get lost. We still have people walking around this building and they've never found their way out of here. And so, and I always tell those folks up front, say, well, after you're finished frisking my guest, they always laugh. Yeah, it's like high security. You see my badge, I'm always wearing that badge, right? Because there's like 8 radio stations here, 9. And all the different talent. Some of the shows, some of the stations are political stations, and that's a whole nother crowd.
I recently did some radio in Bolivia, and that was quite an inspection too. They had dogs smell me, and these devices with mirrors. They looked under the car, and it was quite we had two different sets of inspections. I guess drug dealers at one point shot rockets at one of the television stations that we were at.
This was in Bolivia?
In Bolivia, yeah. Bogota. Sorry, Bogota, Colombia.
Colombia. Oh, in Colombia. So, did you have a translator when you were doing the show?
Yes, I did. I can't.
By the way,
Spanish
I'm talking to Richard
enough.
Passwater in English. So you had a translator, and the interviewer could the interviewer he or she speak English?
No. The translator had to work both ways.
Well, that's interesting. What did you talk about?
Connective tissue, mostly skin, and a little bit about bones.
Cocaine? No cocaine. The effects of cocaine.
Did I just go into a time warp and end up on a completely different show just now?
You just did. That's interesting. So have you done radio shows in Europe or out throughout the world?
Yeah, last week I was in Spain. I did some radio and television in Spain. I was in 2 papers in Madrid. That was quite interesting.
When you got arrested?
I'm convinced this isn't Let's Talk Nutrition right now.
We're not talking nutrition. Shut up. What's that like?
I'm always skeptical of the translation. Sometimes I speak for 3 or 4 minutes,
and you're wondering how in the hell could he or she know all that I just said?
And they translate it in a matter of words. And another time I'll answer very succinctly, and they'll talk
Go
for
on and on and on.
5 or 6 minutes. And sometimes there'll be applause in a live presentation, and I really think they sometimes translate it to their benefit.
That's interesting. So have you been to Eastern Bloc countries?
No, I haven't.
Poland, Russia.
I have avoided going there.
Really?
Yeah, but
I don't know. That's not so bad.
What?
Czechoslovakia, they don't call it the Czech Republic.
The Czech. I had a chance to go to Poland recently, and I think next time if that comes back, I'll go. And I recently had a chance to go to Turkey, but that trip hasn't happened yet. But that'll be the closest I've been to that area.
Have you been to Dubai?
No, there was a big nutrition conference there.
That's right.
About 3 weeks ago.
That's
but
right.
Our medical director went to that.
One of my guests went. Yeah. Apparently, supplements are very well received in the Middle East. This is what I'm told.
Yes, very well received, and they're also heavily recommended and prescribed by the medical professionals there.
And they're sold in pharmacies.
That's correct, yes.
typically prescriptions?
Yes, they're often available over the counter, but the doctor will write a prescription note and write the dosing directions on the prescription pad, so they buy the right brand and take it like the doctor wants them to.
My guest is Richard Passwater. As you can tell, he travels around the world. Stephen, do you remember the country where it was Tim Mount was the guest from NeoCell? I think it was Tim Mount. And he was in a Starbucks. Do you remember? Was it in Saudi Arabia?
Afghanistan.
No, it wasn't Afghanistan.
Yeah, it might have been Saudi Arabia, I believe.
Somewhere in Saudi Arabia, right?
Yeah, either one of the other Middle Eastern countries, but yeah, Saudi Arabia, a country like that.
Have you been to the Middle East?
No, I have not.
Okay, so I had a guest. I think it was Tim, and he had just gotten back from this trip, and they sell collagen-based products, by the way. You know, NeoCell, that company. And I said, well, off topic, just like I'm doing with you. And I do this because sometimes you find things out that you explore and they're quite interesting. People say, it has nothing to do with nutrition. Well, it has something to do with life. So that's fair game. So he went to a Starbucks. How this came up was I said, well, when you were flying back home on the plane, it was gone for 2 weeks. And when you were on the plane in your private moments all alone, what were you thinking? What were some of your thoughts? How were you feeling? And he said, I was happy to get home and freedom, to be free. I said, what are you talking about? He said, well, when we come back, I'll tell you the rest of the story because there's more to it. This is rather interesting. Boy, I'll tell you, cultures around the world, it's intriguing, both, in many different ways, nutritionally, dietarily, in terms of diet and lifestyle practices and customs and whatnot. I love that stuff. Come back, I'll tell you the story about Starbucks in Saudi Arabia. Can't make it up. Honestly. Richard Passwater is my guest. We're going to talk about collagen.
Feel tired, lethargic, or irritable? Take solace. You're one of millions of Americans that has trouble falling asleep or staying asleep. In fact, according to a national survey, 54% of adults have trouble sleeping. So what can you do about it? Take Solace. Solace is an all-natural dietary supplement formulated to support healthy sleep and relaxation. Solace can help you fall asleep and stay asleep naturally. Formulated with all-natural ingredients, Solace is not addictive and won't leave you feeling groggy in the morning. Take Solace an hour before bed and feel the calming effects of this extensively researched sleep and relaxation aid. For more information on Solace, call toll-free 877-533-7066 or visit TakeSolace.com. That's 877-533-7066 or take SOLUS.com. Look for Solace in your local health and nutrition store. Solace, for a good night's rest naturally.
The opinions, viewpoints, and promises made during this program are not those of WHNZ AM, its staff, management, or parent company, iHeartMedia Incorporated.
With all the financial news that's been making the headlines lately, I mean, it's freaking you out if you're close to retirement or thinking about retirement. Hi, everybody. I'm Ted Webb, and I want you to know that I discovered peace of mind over a year and a half ago when I met David Graham. Thank you, Jack Harris, for turning me on to the retirement guy. David Graham and Graham Capital Advisors are going to be there for you when it comes time to retire. They want you to live your retirement on your terms, nobody else's. That's the way it should be. So listen, there's all kinds of forecasts that we're going to be in for economic turmoil in the next couple of months. How's that going to affect your retirement? All I can ask you to do is to contact Graham Capital Advisors for a complimentary retirement review. 800-808-5009. Call now, 800-808-5009, and get you some peace of mind, or check them on the net at grahamcapitaladvisors.com.
There are 75 guys in my firehouse. We did 5,000 runs a year. The loud noises of the bells, the sirens, and you come home and you have a dog barking, or you have your wife yelling at the kids for not putting dishes in the sink or whatever. That's okay. It's all good. I leave the craziness at work, and when I'm at home, I really enjoy having that madness in a different way.
Home means something different to everyone. With millions of homes for sale or rent on Zillow, whatever home means to you, Zillow can help you find.
Ace is a place with the helpful hardware, folks.
My daughter's a good gymnast because she practices a lot. Against the wall. We needed to paint. So I talked to Jen at Ace.
I told Dana when it comes to durable paint that really stands up to kids, you can't beat our best. Valspar Optimus.
Ace is a place that helps with beautiful walls and perfect handstands.
Now through Monday, buy a gallon of Valspar Optimus and get one free. Only at Ace, the helpful place. Limit 2 free gallons per household, which must be of equal or lesser value. Prices may vary while supplies last. Store stock only. See participating stores for details.
Hi, this is Tim Taylor of Tampa All Cash Home Buyers, and I buy houses cash. If you own a house and want to sell it fast at a fair price, call me at 813-280-1888. I can pay cash and close in as little as 3 days. I buy houses in any condition, any price range, and any location. I'm not a realtor or associated with any realty company. I'm a private real estate investor who buys several houses a month, and I want to buy more. I buy inherited houses, divorce houses, behind in payment houses. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Do you own a house that is trashed and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, because I love buying junky houses. I buy vacant houses, abandoned houses, condemned houses, and foreclosure houses. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at 813-280-1888. That's 813-280-1888.
From the Bright House Networks Traffic Center.
Southbound 275 still a bit slow between Fowler and Sly. Northbound 275 a bit slow from Midspan on the Howard Franklin Bridge to the Kennedy exit area, and eastbound I-4 slow from the Selma Connector to 275, and the Skyway Bridge remains closed both directions due to dense fog. See traffic problems, call the injury firm of Abrahamson Uterick. Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by Lead Safe America. Does your child struggle to concentrate and pay attention? What looks like ADD or autism may actually be caused by lead poisoning. Lead is a neurotoxin. It can cause permanent brain damage. Find out how to protect your family. Go to leadsafeamerica.org.
12:50 winds, Weather Center forecast. Got the dense fog along the coastlines once again this morning. And we'll see more clouds and sunshine through most of the day. 20% chance of rain. Low 80s for the high, upper 60s for the low. Rain chance higher tomorrow, around 30%, low 80s. Then we'll see a breezy, rainy day on Saturday, 80 for the high, and then mid-70s Sunday. Upper 60s on Monday to start next week. Impact Radio, 1250 winds, WHNZ.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Now Foods. Our products work. Nature's Dynamics. Garden to Gummy supplements made by Dad. American Biotech Labs. Your daily immune system support. Renew Life. The Digestive Care Company. Country Life. A leader and authority in natural health and nutrition. Enzymedica. The enzyme experts. Nutrix Hawaii. More nutrition, better health. Purely Hawaiian. North American Urban Spice. The only oregano oil you can take on a daily basis. Let's Talk Nutrition. On the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition, wherever and however you may be listening and whatever you may be doing. The show does air coast to coast, including Hawaii, so you have to check your local listings. My guest is Richard Passwater, and he always has stories to tell because he travels around the world so much, just on a continuous basis. And I'm telling him a story about a guest that was in Saudi Arabia. Welcome back, Richard. So the guest, we're talking on air, and he says, I was in Middle East, and we were selling products over there. And one of the products that they have, it sells for $25 here in the States. They're getting as much as $500 a bottle. $500 a bottle, $250 a bottle. Unbelievable. Nevertheless. So I said to him, when you were on the plane, what was on your mind? I mean, what were you thinking after all that time away from home? He said, it was just the sense of freedom. And I said, well, what do you mean? He said, well, he says, I'll give you an example. He said, I went to Starbucks. And I'm thinking, what would Starbucks have to do with this? And he said, went in, he said there was a line. And I said, okay. He said, one for men and one for women. I said, really? That's 2 lines. He said, yeah. And he said, but further, there was a divider between the men and the women in the lines. I said, are you serious? He said, yes. And he said you had to be very careful. You couldn't stare at anybody. And so he said that's what he meant by his sense of freedom, that he felt very constrained and was walking on eggshells, pins and needles. You're in another culture. You got to watch what you're doing. You don't want to violate customs, right? So when you're traveling, is this of a concern for you?
I've never traveled anywhere where I really felt very restricted. Probably the most conservative or restrictive country I've been to is China. They have some rules one has to follow there. But I've never been to the Middle Eastern or the Eastern Soviet countries where people say they fear a little bit more for their safety.
What was it about China that was difficult?
As an example, one can't log on to their Facebook account in China. They block the Facebook and Instagram and a lot of the social media and tools that I use to
It's all blocked.
It's all blocked.
All of it.
Yes, and they tell me that that the websites that I try to visit and stuff will be monitored, and they might try to scan my computer and always lock it up. And but I don't have anything that anybody would be interested in seeing, so it doesn't really bother me.
That's unbelievable. See, the things that we take for granted, right?
Right.
Wow, that's interesting. And when you go to China, what are you talking about?
In China, I talk about connective tissues in my travels, and in China they seem to be most interested in bone and in cardiovascular health. A little bit, I think people experience joint pain everywhere, and I'm asked to talk some about joints. But bone health is of utmost importance in China. Also in China, nutritional supplements are given as gifts, and they're about our products in China about 3 times the cost that it is in the States. So I'm often asked to talk about bone health and cardiovascular.
So a bottle of BioSil in China could cost anywhere up to $150, $200 a bottle.
That's correct, yes.
Huh. Tell the folks for whom you work.
My name's Richard Passwater. I work with Biominerals. We're a research and development company from Destelberg in Belgium, and we study connective tissue. And we license out the technology we develop to different partners around the world, and we're very fortunate to be exclusive partners in health here in the United States with Natural Factors.
Good company.
Outstanding.
Great.
I've made many bad decisions in my life, Dr. Garko, but partnering with Natural Factors is one of the best ones I've ever made. I got that one right.
They're a wonderful supplement company. They do a great job. They really do. Boy, they got their act together. What cities were you in China?
I generally go to the southeastern part, such as Shanghai and Hangzhou and.
How was the pollution?
If you like colorful sunsets, they have spectacular sunsets with all the pollution in the air. Makes all sorts of reds and purples and oranges in the sunsets. But the rivers and the sky is quite polluted.
Do you know Dr. Sally Bird?
Yeah, I know. I know of them.
She went to China and was there for a couple of weeks, and she was in parts of China. And she said the pollution was it was terrible, horrible. You could hardly breathe. Yeah, and she said on air when I was talking to her again, I was talking to her about her travels. She said, "Yeah, it was so bad I couldn't wait to get back to L.A. to breathe the air."
That's a nice analogy.
Jeez, she couldn't get back to Los Angeles to breathe that, junk that's floating in the ether, right?
But in Shanghai, you get all kinds of residue on the inside of your nose, and then from breathing in all the crap, you can definitely feel when you breathe the air, it has grit to it. There's something going in and out of your lungs. It's not a pleasant feeling.
Well, I'm staying in Tampa. Stay right here. Well, it's good to have you on. Thanks for talking about. I think it's interesting to learn about these things, about these other cultures, and I want to take advantage of the moment when someone such as yourself, you're so well traveled, and you go to these different places, and they have different ways of thinking about health too, don't they? And wellness. I mean, it's not necessarily a Western model that they use, is it?
No, it varies quite dramatically where I go, people's general philosophy on wellness. But I find that often places I travel, people are very interested in food-based nutrition and working within the body's natural physiology, as opposed to taking some sort of allopathic treatment strictly to treat the symptoms.
So is that why they seem to gravitate towards supplements, because they consider them more natural than the pharmaceuticals?
Yes, and that they seem to feel that they work more within the body's natural physiology. And I find that in the countries where supplements are very popular, that seems to be the one of the main gravitating factors. They're really looking for something that works within the natural physiology of a human.
And Biominerals is a Belgium company.
That's correct.
And Biominerals did the research and the development for a product that's called BioSil, BioSil. It has been in many ways a game changer when it comes to successful aging. Initially, the product made its reputation it fell in what we call a health and beauty category. Hair, skin, and nails. Well, it turns out that it's not only what it does for the outside, but what it does for the inside. Be back, we'll explain.
Are you suffering from those awful allergies? Hay fever, sneezing, watery eyes. Here's some advice you won't want to miss.
I'm a doctor, and my patients used to dread allergy season. But then I discovered A-Vogel Allergy Relief, a unique combination of natural ingredients that usually addresses every one of my patients' symptoms. And while it's clear that the vast majority of my patients benefit significantly from A-Vogel Allergy Relief, what's even more amazing is that after using it, at least half of my patients' symptoms didn't return. As a doctor, that's the kind of outcome my patients and I can appreciate.
Get doctor-recommended A-Vogel Allergy Relief for your allergy symptoms. It's proven safe, it doesn't make you drowsy, it's fast-acting, and it may even help prevent your allergies from returning. Available at vitamin discount centers, Richards, Rollin' Oats, Vitamin Shop, Nutrition Smart, and other fine health food stores.
Feeling tired after your meal? Occasional gas, bloating, or indigestion at inopportune times? You may have an enzyme deficiency. Did you know that many common digestive discomforts can be caused by poor digestion? When food isn't completely digested, it begins to ferment in the digestive tract, which may cause uncomfortable symptoms. Digest Gold, America's #1 selling enzyme product, offers unparalleled support for your digestive needs. It contains exclusive blends of enzymes optimized to be 3 times stronger and work more than 6 times faster than other leading digestive supplements. With just 1 capsule per meal, Digest Gold offers support to break down carbohydrates, fats, fiber, and protein. Enzymedica products are all natural, vegetarian, contain absolutely no fillers, and are vegan and kosher when possible. You'll find Digest Gold and other Enzymedica products at fine health food stores near you. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Hi, I'm Dr. Michael Murray with a minute of important health news. One of my all-time favorite natural products is a special extract of licorice known as DGL. DGL is short for deglycyrrhizated licorice, but I tell my patients that it stands for darn good licorice. DGL is made by removing the compound in licorice that can raise blood pressure in some people. Double-blind clinical studies have shown DGL is quite useful in healing stomach and intestinal ulcers. In fact, in head-to-head studies, it has actually outperformed popular anti-ulcer drugs. But rather than inhibit the release of stomach acid, DGL stimulates the normal defense mechanisms that prevent ulcer formation and promote healing. Clinical studies have not only shown DGL to be extremely effective, but also that it is completely without side effects. Clearly, DGL is a better choice.
When you're passionate about your health, that passion leads to the knowledge that exercise and a healthy diet are not always enough. Sometimes you need the extra nutritional boost that only supplements can provide. If you are looking for the leading national brands of vitamins, supplements, health and beauty, weight loss, or sports nutrition products, look no further than Vitamin Discount Center. Voted best independent chain by Vitamin Retailer Magazine, Vitamin Discount Center has been a trusted and valuable nutrition resource to the Tampa Bay area for over 15 years. With daily savings up to 50%, Vitamin Discount Center offers the best prices on the highest quality nutritional supplements. Not only will you find unbeatable value, your visit includes access to a staff educated on the application of products to help equip you with the products and information you need to proactively improve your health. To locate the store nearest you, visit vitamindiscountcenter.com, as well as access to articles on popular health topics, promotions, events, and thousands of products to shop from right at home. Your search for an affordable solution to better health is finally over. Vitamin Discount Center. For life, for less.
Are you waking up each day to the life you have to live or to the life you want to live? Better health shouldn't be left to chance. Smart choices to living longer and stronger include making Kyolic aged garlic extract a part of your daily routine. For years, medical researchers have recommended adding Kyolic to the diet as a powerful tool to enhancing overall heart and immune health. Recent clinical studies at UCLA Medical Center using Kyolic suggest that garlic may slow plaque formation in the arteries and support healthy cholesterol and homocysteine levels. Previous research also shows Kyolic may enhance your immune system defenses. Kyolic is organic, odorless, and the only antioxidant garlic supplement available worldwide. Maintaining a healthier you could extend your life. Your wellness begins with Kyolic aged garlic extract, available everywhere fine nutritional supplements are sold. Visit kyolic.com, that's KYOLIC.com, or call 1-800-421-2998 for a free sample today.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Nubian Heritage, Global Healing, Modern Wellness, BSN, Finish First, Nordic Naturals, pure and great tasting omega oils, Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation, Natural Factors, where great health begins, Kyolic, aging makes the finest garlic truly odorless, A. Vogel, Europe's leading brand of herbal medicine. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
One of the questions I get a lot is there a supplement that can do a lot for me? What, you have anything in mind? And what the person is trying to get at is, are there supplements where you get a big bang for your buck? It can confer has many different health features or benefits associated with it, according to the literature. And I understand why people ask that, because it can get expensive, right? You can't take everything under the sun, and so one of the products that I always mention when I get that kind of question, as I said, you need to take BioSil. Some people know what it is. They say, well, that's the one for hair, skin, and nails. I'm not interested in hair, skin, and nails. I said, well, it turns out that that product is not just about hair, skin, and nails. It's about
a connective tissue throughout the body. The product stimulates collagen, elastin, and keratin production all throughout the body. And collagen's the common denominator that links together all the connective tissues. Collagen forms the framework of the skin, the bones, the joints, cardiovascular system, the gastrointestinal tract, the lungs. And the collagen's sort of the glue that holds the body together. It's pound for pound, it's stronger than steel, and it's much more flexible. And it seems to be the body's go-to material to make whenever the body needs to make something both strong and flexible.
And I had that on a recording, and I just hit the button and I played that. And I said, that's why you need to take BioSil. And I saw you at the Expo West Trade Show and the Natural Factors booth. And as you said, Natural Factors you have partnered, Biominerals has partnered with Natural Factors to distribute the BioSil in the U.S., correct?
That's right. They're our exclusive U.S. distribution partner, and they're a science and education-based company. It's a real joy to be affiliated with them.
So while I was sitting there talking to you in a Natural Factors booth, I saw a product called Collagenizer. And I said, what's that? That's something I had not seen before. That's a relatively new product?
That's right. We introduced 3 products specifically for bone. The regular BioSil helps create collagen all throughout the body, but it's packaged as a beauty product. And we decided to make a product more targeting directly bone by putting in the exact dose that showed the maximum benefit in a recent bone study. And that study involved women. They were between about 55 to about 76 years old. And the women had just been diagnosed with osteopenia, which is thinning of the bones. They had a T-score between minus 1 and minus 2.5. And all the women in the study were given 1,000 milligrams of calcium and 800 IU of vitamin D3. And some of the women were given BioSil and some were given a placebo along with the calcium and vitamin D. And the women taking the BioSil grew 15% more bone collagen over the year. The longer they took it, the better it worked. As an example, after 6 months, it started to increase bone collagen even 22%. And then it also, BioSil increased bone mineral density at the hip 2% more than the group taking the placebo with the calcium vitamin D alone.
So let me understand. You have one group that's taking, you have a control group, which is the placebo group. They don't get the treatment.
They get just calcium and vitamin D.
Okay, so in this case, the control was calcium and vitamin D.
Yes.
Okay, so you have that group. And then you have the experimental group that got the BioSil alone.
Well, it got BioSil along with the calcium and vitamin D.
Okay, so it was not BioSil alone, but BioSil in combination with calcium and vitamin D. In the experimental group, in the control group, they just got calcium and vitamin D.
That's right. It's not ethical to diagnose somebody with a bone disorder like osteopenia and then give them a straight placebo.
Okay.
So you're basically comparing our supplement along with the standard treatment versus the standard treatment alone.
Okay.
With the placebo.
So you wanted to see if adding the BioSil to standard treatment, which is calcium and vitamin D, somehow created a better effect, and in fact, it did.
Yeah, absolutely. With the, in my opinion, 80% of bone strength really comes from the flexibility and the toughness and the ability to absorb impact provided by collagen fibers in the bone. Bone's about 30% collagen, and in my opinion, that flexibility and the ability to absorb impact is the primary role of the collagen in the bone. Modern bone researchers often believe that 80% of bone strength is provided by the quality and the quantity of the collagen. The collagen fibers also serve a secondary role as well. They serve as a binding site or a template or a parking space for the calcium phosphate crystals to be deposited. And the more collagen fibers somebody has, the more bone mineral density potential the person has.
That's good.
And I believe that's why we saw an increase of bone mineral density at 2% in the hip compared to the group taking calcium and vitamin D alone.
Good.
I think it would have been more than 3.5% compared to if those people had done nothing. But by taking calcium and vitamin D, they cut the expected loss in half. And then by taking BioSil, they actually had more bone in the hip at the end of the study than at the start. Now, I think that's quite important because the hip is the most deadly and debilitating type of fracture. As a general rule, almost 20% of the people that have a hip fracture die within a year afterwards. And generally speaking, a third require institutionalized care afterwards.
Absolutely.
Only a third can return to their previous quality of life.
You were in England a couple of weeks ago, you said?
Yes, 2 weeks ago. I was in
Okay, so
England.
when you were there, turns out you were being interviewed there, right?
Both in England and Spain, yes.
And it turns out that was the Collagenizer mentioned in England?
BioSil in general was.
Okay, so when we come back, there was a nice write-up in the Mirror, which is a popular
news magazine there
in England.
Daily paper, yes.
Yeah, daily paper, the Mirror, and how to keep your skeleton healthy and strong And fight off osteoporosis was the headline in the article. And when we come back, Richard will talk about that a little bit. So Richard does travel around the world. The BioSil is sold in how many countries?
I've lost track, but I would say probably about 45 now.
45? I was going to say 50, but you're approaching 50. This is one of the, again, if you're looking for a supplement that can do a lot, this is one of them. BioSil. Website people can go to?
www.biosilusa.com.
BIOSILUSA.com. Wonderful product. I take it every day. Christy Brinkley's taking the product, and we're going to try to show you an image of her at 62 now.
Statements made during this broadcast regarding products or the claims made about specific products have not been evaluated by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Products and treatments discussed are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. Make your physician aware of all nutritional supplements used and immediately notify your physician if you have any health concern or undiagnosed sign or symptom. Let's Talk Nutrition is a health talk show that features scientists, authors, nutrition specialists, personal trainers, holistic healers, and experts in traditional, natural, and integrative medicine. Listen for a chance to win daily prizes and follow Let's Talk Nutrition on Facebook and Instagram at Let's Talk Nutrition or on Twitter at LTN Radio. It's time for some inspiration. Tune in to get fit and healthy. It's time to talk about nutrition. Nutrition for your body, your mind, your spirit. It's time to talk about proper exercise, stress relief, eating well, and supplementation to help. Get ready to take charge of your health because your health is your wealth and the wealth of those who care about and love you. It's time for Let's Talk Nutrition with Dr. Michael Garko. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Thanks for tuning in today. My guest is Richard Passwater. He's been with me in the first part of the show and it carried over to the second part. And has been a guest on my show now for over several years, a regular guest on the show, and I always enjoy having him on. If the last name is familiar, his father is Dr. Passwater, so it's all good. And Richard's in studio with me. We're live, of course, and we're talking about BioSil. We're talking about collagen generally, and how critical collagen is to your health. Goes without saying. Richard gave sort of a little sketch of that earlier. I'll ask him to sort of summarize that again for those of you who just tuned in. And it turns out that Biominerals is the company that did a lot of research and development into collagen and trying to find a way to help the body synthesize it to make collagen, along with many other things that seem to decline as we age. The body's ability to do that as we age diminishes. Imagine that. But you don't have to necessarily give up. We can help the body continue with that process by providing it the compounds it needs to make the collagen. And it turns out that BioSil has choline-stabilized orthosilicic acid. That's what it is. And then Richard will explain how that's connected to the synthesis of collagen. Now, this particular product, many of you probably know it as a beauty product for hair, skin, and nails. And there's research to show that it will make your nails stronger, makes the healthier, thicker, greater strength. The skin is good for your skin. It's a wonderful product. It also turns out, though, that it can be even useful for cardiovascular health and bone health and connective tissue health. And Richard was explaining how the role of connective tissue. I'll have him sort of capsulize all of that again, so we have some context for those of you who just tuned into the show. And you are watching Let's Talk Nutrition, coast to coast. And if you drift away from your radio, you can still pick it up on your smartphone, computer, or tablet, because the show does air on at letstalknutrition.com. Most people prefer to hear it on their radio, and we encourage you to support your local radio station that airs this show in your particular market. You've been to Denmark a few times, haven't you?
Yes.
Did you notice that the people were happy there?
I find in that part of the world, the people are very happy. I think perhaps the happiest of anywhere I travel.
Well, you're a pretty good scientist, because a new study it turns out that Denmark is the world's happiest country. According to I'm not making this up. You see how I prepare for you? This is according to a UN survey. The happiest country in the world is famous for its butter cookies. Have you eaten a few of those?
With the chocolate on top. I hear. Not that I would eat something like that myself.
What are Lego bricks? Lego bricks. You know what those are?
Those the building blocks from the children use. Yes.
And fairy tale writer Hans Christian Andersen. Those Lego bricks.
Yes.
That's out of Denmark. Country.
I did not know that.
I didn't either.
Yeah, they created it.
I didn't know that.
I was at Legoland Sunday. They have a theme park in Orlando based on Lego.
Well, Denmark's top spot isn't exactly a surprise to many people like yourself. You didn't know I was going to talk about this study.
No.
And you said
it always surprised me.
And you said these people seem, wherever I go, they seem to be the happiest. Well, the country ranked first in 2013. That's when they collected the data for World Happiness Report. There is such a report. I've looked at that report. And third in 2015 in that report. In fact, most of the top 10 happiest countries have retained their spots from last year, although there has been some swapping of places that the report said. There's a report called the World Happiness Day. There's a World Happiness Report, and there's a World Happiness Day that happens on March the 20th.
We need some more days like that. I would have guessed Finland would have been number one. Did they do well on this survey?
I didn't see here. Denmark scored a happiness rating of 7.526 out of a possible 10. Switzerland, 7.5. Iceland, 7.5. Norway, 7.49. And the United States, 7.1, placed 13th. We moved up 2 spots when it ranked 15th out of 158 countries.
Going the right direction, at least.
We're in the right direction. These countries, these happier countries, they seem to make an effort. The government seems to make an effort. The culture generally seems to make an effort to promote well-being in the country. Did you find that to be the case?
Well, I wasn't able to determine how much of it was government influence, but I find in that part of the world, eating is a very a social event. The people don't take themselves too seriously. They don't stress out about work too much, and they seem to balance having fun and work a little bit. It's okay to have fun up there. It's not a work culture where you have to have your nose to the grindstone or people don't think you're working. They seem to enjoy the day, seem to enjoy the company of other people.
Here are the countries where the majority of people say they're doing well, along with the percent of people who say they're thriving. Denmark, 72% of the people say that. Sweden, 69% of the people say that. Canada, 69% say they're doing well and thriving. Australia, 65%. Finland, 64%. Venezuela, 64% of the population believes that they're doing well and thriving. Ireland, St. Paddy's Day today, 62%. Netherlands, 62%. Ireland, 62%. Panama, 61%. United States, 59%. You've been to Costa Rica?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Austria?
No, not
Austria.
Austria,
58%. Costa Rica, 58%. Brazil, 57%. United Arab Emirates, 55% of them say they're doing well. Places where people are not doing so well. Cameroon, only 9%.
Yikes.
Bulgaria, only 9% say they're doing well.
Yeah, that's the poorest country in Europe.
Morocco, 9%. Mm-hmm. Liberia, these are down to 9, 8, 6%. Sri Lanka, Botswana, Tanzania, Nigeria, Cambodia, Haiti, 2%. Central African Republic, 2% say they're doing well. And the lowest, Chad, 1% of the population says they're doing well.
That's sad.
You know, we take so much for granted. And, you know, you're a world traveler. You've traveled the world more than I. And you really have, I mean, And I know you're a great believer in education and all of that. But this education that you've received, I mean, it's got to be invaluable for you.
It humbles me, and I'm very thankful for the opportunity. But it's fun. When I first started to travel, I noticed the differences of people, and now I'm beginning to see how similar people are. People are people. And much like human physiology, there's some bio-individuality to it. But it's fun seeing how we're similar, but have small differences that...
Well, so there is a happiness report, and March 20th is World Happiness Day. So be happy, I guess. Happiness is part of wellness and well-being. Come back, we're going to talk more about collagen, the collagen matrix, BioSil, and how this all connects to your health.
As a family-owned company since 1968, Now Foods has spent the last 46 years building a legacy in the natural health industry as a trusted leader. Now provides a comprehensive approach to wellness by offering more than 1,400 high-quality health foods, supplements, sports nutrition, and personal care products at an affordable price. Now believes that natural is better. They don't use artificial colors, flavors, or sweeteners, and they offer many vegetarian, organic, and gluten-free products. Their foods are all non-GMO. Since their beginning, Now has grown to become an award-winning leader in the natural health industry. But one thing has never changed: their commitment to providing the highest quality products at the best value to empower people to lead healthier lives. High quality doesn't have to mean high price. From essential oils to amino acids, multivitamins to natural sweeteners, Now has you covered. To find a store near you that carries Now products, or for more information, visit nowfoods.com. That's nowfoods.com. Still looking for your fountain of youth? It's Zinnia. Look no further than the beauty aisle of your favorite health and nutrition store. Zinnia is the newest product from Form Essentials, the brand that brought you solace. So you know it's filled with the highest quality ingredients. Many cosmetic products only treat topically, while Zinnia addresses aging and hair loss from within. Formulated to support the growth of radiant hair, skin, and nails, Zinnia is sure to help you turn back the hands of time and assist you in aging gracefully. Zinnia provides a spectrum of key vitamins and other evidence-based natural ingredients such as alpha-lipoic acid, biotin, and collagen and elastin peptides, all combined in one capsule for your convenience. By promoting beauty from the inside out, you're strengthening your cells and creating a lasting enhancement to your natural beauty. Zinnia fits into your daily routine and can be taken to boost your current cosmetic products. Available now at leading health and nutrition stores. Ask for Zinnia by name. Start taking Zinnia hair, skin, and nails today and get ready to look amazing.
Is your skin showing signs of aging? Do you want hair with more body and stronger nails? Add Neocell's Super Collagen Plus C to your daily routine to help you regain your youthful, vibrant appearance. Collagen is the body's key structural protein, and it is critical to the elasticity and strength of connective tissues like skin, ligaments, and tendons. Recent clinical studies suggest that supplementing with collagen may reduce wrinkles and increase the firmness of your skin, improve the thickness of your hair, and strengthen your nails. Previously, medical studies also show a wide range of benefits from collagen supplements that may help with your joint pain, bone strength, and exercise recovery. Neocell's Super Collagen Plus C provides 100% pure collagen that's hydrolyzed for maximum absorption. Results are felt and seen within weeks. Super Collagen Plus C promotes a healthy body by providing specialized nutritional support to help fight the effects of aging. Neocell's Super Collagen Plus C products are available everywhere fine nutritional supplements are sold.
The ever-increasing stress and toxicity we are exposed to from our environment, diets, and lifestyles make internal cleansing a necessary part of a good health regimen. Founded in 1980, Yerba Prima was the first company to launch a whole-body internal cleansing kit. Since that time, they have continued to develop and manufacture a complete range of all-natural, high-quality fiber and internal cleansing products. By using all-natural psyllium fiber and no harmful stimulant laxatives, all Yerba Prima fiber and internal cleansing products can be used over a long period of time to ensure optimal health and regularity. With nearly 30 years dedicated to all-natural cleansing products, it's easy to see why Yerba Prima is a leader in the fiber and cleansing products category. Learn more at yerbaprima.com, YERBAPRIMA.com, or visit your local health retailer. Yerba Prima, pioneer in internal cleansing products.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Natrol, Own Your Health, Alga Life, Algae for Life, NeoCell, the true science of collagen, CV Sciences, from seed to shelf. New Chapter, the benefit of nature's wisdom. Yerba Prima, pioneers in internal cleansing. Form Essentials, makers of the sleep aid Solace. Now introducing Zinnia for healthy hair, skin, and nails. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Richard Passwater is my guest, talking about your collagen matrix. I suspect, Richard, welcome back, Richard. I suspect when most people got up this morning, when they put their feet on the floor, they weren't thinking, damn, I better do something about that collagen matrix in my body. Right?
Most people don't think about it, but I'm here to try to encourage them that they should. Unfortunately, collagen production maxes out when somebody's about 21 years old. So all throughout our adult life, collagen production is decreasing, and the collagen content in our bodies decreasing as well.
So in a real sense, and you know what I like to do is I like to look at photographs of before and after. And one data set of photographs that I typically use are presidents, like of the United States, before, when they started, and then when they ended. And when you look how much they age, it is absolutely remarkable. I was just looking at some photos of George Bush and President Obama, President Bush and President Obama. And boy, over the 8 years, my God Almighty!
That's an accelerated aging model if I've ever seen one.
I know that. Go ahead.
I often use as an example of what stress hormones can do to the body. Stress hormones such as cortisol are one of the largest damaging agent to collagen in the body. Collagen's damaged by things like homocysteine and cortisol are the big two, and then you have free radicals and sugar damage through glycation reactions also can really do a number on collagen. But getting back to cortisol, the stress hormone, it breaks down connective tissue in the body quite viciously, and it also suppresses the production of new collagen. So generally, when somebody's elected to president, they're a very good-looking guy. 4 years later, they look like their father, and if they're fortunate enough to be elected a second term, they sometimes look like their grandfather after the second 4 years.
Okay, yeah, we're showing you a picture. If you're watching the show, we have an image, and then see if you can find one of President Obama. We're showing you currently, that's George Bush on the left when he started his presidency, and then on the right when he ended. Look at that. You can...
Two different people almost.
I mean, he aged 20 years there. There's at least 20 years of aging. Maybe.
Wait till you see the next one.
All right. He's going to show. If you're watching, you can watch it. letstalknutrition.com. And look.
Oh, wow.
Look at that. Oh, my God. That's President Obama.
And he's had probably the toughest criticism any president has ever received, too. So
look at him. That is unbelievable.
Often in aging studies, they divide the face into three areas: the forehead, the middle area, and the lower area. Mm-hmm. And they look for certain signs. And he's aged significantly in all three areas. Thinning of the lips, deepening of the folds, running from the outer lip to the nose. Especially around the eyes, you can really see some significant aging. I'd say maybe 20 or 25 years of aging.
At least.
Even.
Look at that.
President Bush's forehead aged more significantly than President Obama's, but both of them, it's very significant changes.
So in a real sense, when we look at images like that, what we see is the external. We're looking at the manifestation of the collagen matrix breaking, which has broken down.
That's well said. And unfortunately, we can observe it easiest in the skin, but the same thing's happening throughout the body. And with the stress hormone cortisol, it destroys skin collagen a little bit faster than bone collagen and cardiovascular system collagen, but it is destroying those stress hormones are destroying the collagen throughout the body. And there was actually a recent study from Yale University where they looked at the depth of the wrinkles and the elasticity on somebody's face and correlated it with their bone health. And it's eerily similar.
Josh, thank you for finding those images. I mean, that helped make my point. That was a spontaneous moment here we just did. That I didn't have that planned, but it occurred to me as I was thinking and talking about this with you to use this as an example. So we put that together as we were talking about it.
We actually started that conversation a few weeks ago.
That's
just
true.
Offhand, too.
That's right. And again, people wonder why is it that we look so old? Our hair gets gray, our skin tends to get thinner, our nails tend to get brittle. It's your collagen matrix that's literally breaking down, and your body's inability to repair it or to otherwise make new collagen to keep it structurally sound, right?
That's correct. Unfortunately, the cells that make collagen are heavily influenced by the environment that they're around. And the cell has a special shape that's maintained by hanging on to the collagen around it. And unfortunately, when that collagen matrix that it plants itself into starts to deteriorate, the cell loses its shape and it doesn't start to function as well. So there's not only a biochemistry problems going on, but as the housing that the cell lives in just starts to deteriorate.
Show an image of Christy Brinkley. And the reason why we're not being sexist here, the reason why we're showing an image of Christy Brinkley, it turns out that
we're very fortunate that Christy Brinkley recently wrote a book about gracefully aging called Timeless Beauty by Grand Central Publishing. And she mentioned BioSil, the product that I'm affiliated with 5 times. And later her agent approached us and asked to be the spokesperson.
Well,
and,
in this image, how old is she in that image?
She's 61 in that image.
Look at her.
She's 62 now. She's on the other side of the spectrum. We talked about politicians aging quickly, but Christy Brinkley's on the other end of the spectrum where the aging is as graceful as possible.
Look at her. She's
absolutely remarkable.
Is remarkable. Your collagen matrix, got to hold it together.
Looking for the perfect complement to your beauty regimen? Try Form Essentials Zinnia. The finest of its kind, Zinnia offers twice as much biotin as other formulas, which has proven to unlock the vibrancy in even the dullest of hair, skin, and nails. Zinnia breaks through and rejuvenates cells internally, helping you achieve the allure of effortless beauty. Reviving your hair, skin, and nails has never been easier. This essential blend of biotin, alpha-lipoic, and hyaluronic acid, collagen, and vitamin C creates lasting enhancements to your natural good looks. Don't go on wondering, you're worth the results. This combination of ingredients can only be found in Zinnia. Pamper yourself with a proven bit of affordable luxury and start looking your best. Ask for Zinnia by name at your nearest vitamin retailer to begin your journey to restored nails, head-turning hair, and radiant skin today. For more information, visit formessentials.com.
When your alarm goes off, do you jump out of bed with excitement? Or does it take multiple alarms, a few snooze buttons, or a morning caffeine fix to get you going? These habits and daily stress cause a vicious cycle in which sleep becomes increasingly elusive. In fact, 54% of Americans report struggles to fall or stay asleep. For a better night's rest, look no further than Solace, an all-natural dietary supplement that supports healthy sleep and relaxation, so you get the rest you need to wake up clear-eyed, alert, and ready for the day. Solace has given thousands a better night's rest and the power to take back their mornings while enjoying the day ahead of them. Solace is formulated with non-addictive, scientifically proven, all-natural ingredients that support sleep and relaxation, such as melatonin, tryptophan, and 5-HTP. For more information or to order Solace, visit takesolace.com. Solace, for healthy sleep naturally.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Now Foods. Our products work. Nature's Dynamics. Garden to Gummy supplements made by Dad. American Biotech Labs, your daily immune system support. Renew Life, the digestive care company. Country Life, a leader and authority in natural health and nutrition. Enzymedica, the enzyme experts. Nutrix Hawaii, more nutrition, better health, purely Hawaiian. North American Urban Spice, the only oregano oil you can take on a daily basis. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back. Welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition. Welcome to the show. If you just tuned in, my guest is Richard Passwater. We're talking about your collagen matrix, and we were showing some before and after pictures of President Bush and President Obama before, when they started their presidency and when they ended. President Obama's toward the end, and the remarkable degree of aging is just, it's stunning. And it really reflects a breakdown in the collagen matrix. And you were saying how stress is has such an impact on aging.
Cortisol really destroys skin collagen, and it suppresses lysyl oxidase activity, which is a key enzyme involved in new collagen production. And so it's a double whammy.
Mm-hmm. And then we turns out that Christy Brinkley is a spokesperson. Well, I guess she is now for BioSil. She mentioned it in her book, and then Biominerals partnered with her, and we found she's now 61. So we found a picture of her when she did the movie Vacation with Chevy Chase, and we have a current picture of her now where she's 61. Look at that.
It's the exact opposite of what we saw with the presidents.
Not that much difference.
This is a testimony, I believe, of healthy living and good diet, good attitude, exercise, and nourishing the body with nutrients to keep collagen production high. Very interestingly, in a study, it's about 3 years old, they took a look at Danish twins to try to determine how much of aging was genetic and how much was lifestyle oriented. And the researchers in this particular study speculated at the end of it that it was about 50% aging and 50% genetics. And they said that some types of aging, such as the turning gray of hair and hair loss, were more genetically influenced, where aging of the skin, the breakdown of collagen in the skin, and the thinning of hair, like each hair shaft becoming more narrow, which is basically a loss of collagen in the dermal pulpea, the hair formation site, that those were more lifestyle oriented.
It's interesting.
And they also found that that once a woman turns 55, the chronic aging no longer became the primary determinant of her age, but it was the quality and the quantity of the collagen in her skin that determined her appearance. And in the twin studies, some of the twins looked 12 years, as much as 12 years different than the other twin, based on how their lifestyle influenced the functioning of their genes in the aging process.
Mm-hmm. This is interesting. I mean, it's biology here, and biology is what it is, and we can't. I often say you can't bargain with biology. People try to bargain with it, and the cells have a memory. The body, it remembers all the good things you've done for it and all the bad things you've done for it. Everything's recorded in one way or another, if you get my meaning here. Yeah. And you certainly can't stop the aging process, but you can moderate its speed at the rate at which it's occurring and its effects. You can. We know that now. We've seen it. We have enough data. It's not science fiction. I don't know where it'll all end up in 50, 100 years from now, what the science how stem cells will work into all of this and whatnot. But for the moment, there are some things that we can do. They seem modest in comparison to the force of biology, to the power of biology. But keeping your collagen matrix healthy and intact is a major strategy, in my opinion, Richard.
I fully believe. And when it comes to collagen and protection and production, taking a series of rather moderate maneuvers can really modulate the collagen content in your body and the quality and the quantity of it for years and years to come. And earlier you were talking about the UK publication Mirror wrote a nice article about bones, talking about BioSil. The main person interviewed in the article was Dr. MacTux. She's a veterinarian of all things, but she became very interested in raw foods. She calls herself the raw food scientist. She's heavily involved in human nutrition now. Her basic training's in veterinarian care, but she in the interview made a reference to a study that came from last May at an experimental biology conference about bones, and in that conference the researchers did a study where people that were over 50 with thinning bones exercised with surgical tubing like bands for 30 minutes a day, well, between 20 and 35 minutes a day, 3 days a week. And in 12 weeks, they made a statistically significant and clinically relevant improvement in their bone mineral density just in a 12-week period by putting some stress on the bones and a moderate amount of exercise. And then she offered some moderate dietary changes, trying to avoid some high phosphorus sodas, eating some calcium-rich greens, making sure people eat enough protein. She recommended BioSil and vitamin C supplements. And very modest maneuvers like that can also increase collagen production. In this case, she was talking about bone health, but those things can increase collagen production all throughout the body and make very dynamic impacts in skin, joint, bone, cardiovascular health. And it's people don't have to do really radical things.
Right, little things. But these small wins, when you put them all together, translate into great gains. And keeping your collagen matrix vital and intact is key. Now, time takes its toll. Biology does what it does, but at the same time, it's all relative. There's your chronological age, and then there's your biological age. You could very well, like Christy Brinkley, chronologically, she's 61. Biologically, she looks 41. I'm often reminded, if you have a house and it's sort of breaking down, you can put paint on it, put a new roof and this and that. It looks fine from the outside. But if you have termites in the house and it's eating away at the structure of the house, you can put all the paint on it you want. It's still not good. It's not a strong house. And the point I'm making is you can put all kinds of makeup on. You can do this and do that. If you're not beautiful on the inside, it's hard to be beautiful on the outside, if you get my meaning. BioSil can help with the beauty on the inside so you're better looking on the outside. How about that?
At Canavest, we believe that the future of hemp is unlimited, and through innovative and responsible application and science, we will enhance the prosperity and well-being of our customers, employees, and communities. As pioneers, our long-term goal at Canavest is to locate hemp seed processing mills near to our future family of hemp farmers. These local factories will convert hemp seed into nutritious oil, protein powders, bread flour, and hemp meal. Canavest supports local efforts and believes that sustainability starts locally. Canavest was named one of the Nutritional Outlook's Best of 2014, and we are committed to pioneering the hemp revolution as the world's leading producer of quality hemp-derived CBD products. Resistance to change is in great part the result of trying to do today's job with yesterday's tools and with yesterday's concepts. The hemp revolution is here, and it's up to all of us to change perception and to impact policy. Will you join us in this movement? Learn more about the education and science behind Canavest at canavest.com.
Exclusively from Natural Factors.
I'm Dr. Michael Murray. I'm very excited to have the opportunity to talk with you about PGX. a truly revolutionary natural product that works perfectly to help get at the core issues that make weight loss so difficult. PGX is a clinically proven way to help people to achieve their ideal body weight that is safe and natural. PGX leads to a dramatic reduction in the glycemic index of any food or meal. It also ultimately causes the release of compounds that achieve two important goals in weight loss. One, telling your brain that you're satisfied so you eat less, and two, improving the action of the hormone insulin. If you've ever tried to lose weight and failed, it's not your fault. You just need the tremendous support that PGX can provide. For more information on making your weight loss dream a near effortless reality, please go to pgx.com.
At Country Life Vitamins, we've been helping people live happy, healthy lives since 1971, and we believe integrity should always be our number one ingredient. We are committed to this belief because you deserve high-quality nutrition, specifically crafted with the highest standards to support your health. Country Life's manufacturing facility is an NSF GMP-registered facility, as well as USDA certified organic, so you can feel good about the products you're taking. Country Life Vitamins is also the first supplement company in the United States to have a complete line of products certified gluten-free. That's over 500 products. Country Life Vitamins' Pledge of Integrity is based on 5 standards: authenticity, cleanliness, freshness, consistency, and accuracy. Ask for Country Life's top-selling products, such as Coenzyme B Advanced for increased energy or Flex Able for joint health. Country Life Vitamins' commitment to ensure all of our products are pure, wholesome, gluten-free supplements full of natural goodness provides peace of mind with the knowledge you are using a brand you can trust.
When you're passionate about your health, that passion leads to the knowledge that exercise and a healthy diet are not always enough. Sometimes you need the extra nutritional boost that only supplements can provide. If you are looking for the leading national brands of vitamins, supplements, health and beauty, weight loss, or sports nutrition products, look no further than Vitamin Discount Center. Voted Best Independent Chain by Vitamin Retailer Magazine, Vitamin Discount Center has been a trusted and valuable nutrition resource to the Tampa Bay area for over 15 years. With daily savings up to 50%, Vitamin Discount Center offers the best prices on the highest quality nutritional supplements. Not only will you find unbeatable value, your visit includes access to a staff educated on the application of products to help equip you with the products and information you need to proactively improve your health. To locate the store nearest you, visit vitamindiscountcenter.com, as well as access to articles on popular health topics, promotions, events, and thousands of products to shop from right at home. Your search for an affordable solution to better health is finally over. Vitamin Discount Center. For life, for less.
Did you know that when it comes to supporting whole body health, there's an herbal supplement that may be as important as your daily multivitamin? Discover Zyflamend Whole Body from New Chapter. Formulated to support a whole body, healthy inflammation response. An ongoing natural process and part of the body doing its job. We often think of the inflammation response as something we can feel, such as where there are sensitive nerve endings. But did you know that we can also have an inflammation response we can't feel? And whether we are aware of it or not, our inflammation response can affect the whole body. Zyflamend is a patented blend of 10 remarkable herbs, including pure and potent turmeric, that help balance and support your body's natural, healthy inflammation response for overall health and wellness. And it's clinically tested. Discover the premier herbal supplement for whole body health from New Chapter, Zyflamend Whole Body. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Available at your local fine health food store.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Nubian Heritage, Global Healing, Modern Wellness, BSN, Finish First, Nordic Naturals, pure and great tasting omega oils, Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation, Natural Factors, where great health begins, Kyolic, aging makes the finest garlic truly odorless, A. Vogel, Europe's leading brand of herbal medicine. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Here's the LTN health question of the day. In talking with Richard Passwater, you heard him mention and cite some of the studies that have been done with the BioSil and how it improves hair, skin, nails, bones, and whatnot. And they did one study, it was a while back, and they were focusing on the skin. And they had two groups. They had a BioSil group that they gave BioSil to. And how long was the study, Richard?
It's 20 weeks.
20 weeks. And then they had a placebo, a control group that received the placebo. Here's the health question. How much of an improvement in the depth of the lines and wrinkles in the skin was there in the BioSil group? They found some improvement. They found improvement compared to the placebo, and they were looking at the depth of the lines and wrinkles in the skin. How much of an improvement was there? Okay. 3%, 13%, or 30%? How much improvement in the depth of the lines and wrinkles in the skin was there in the BioSil group? 3%, 13%, or 30%? 877-897-8255. 877-897-8255. I'll give you a hint. It was dramatic. So, at this stage of the game, Richard, with the research, the clinical trials, roughly how many clinical trials have been done to test one thing or another?
Looking for clinical endpoints, I'd say we're up around, counting some ones underway, maybe as many as a dozen now.
A dozen.
Mm-hmm. Of good, high quality, serious science, yes. All kinds of case studies and preclinical type work where we're trying to get some ideas on, how fast people respond. I'm not counting those types of, things.
I understand. So there's a body of science now that has accumulated to show the safety and efficacy of the product. I mean, with relative to improvement in hair, skin, and nails, bone density, and so on.
Over the last 20, we have more than 20 years and well more than $14 million worth of research on it. There's clinically proven benefits for increasing skin elasticity, reducing the depth of fine lines and wrinkles, increasing bone collagen formation, increasing bone mineral density, reducing discomfort, improving range of motion, and reducing the difficulty doing daily tasks from knee pain. We work with thickening and strengthening hair, strengthening nails, bones, beauty, joints, hair and nails. It's a wide range of applications across connective tissues.
Which goes to the point that I made earlier. One of the first things I said when you came on the show today, when people ask me, is there a supplement that I can take that does a lot for me? Because people are trying to find one good supplement where they get a big bang for their buck. And I always tell them, and I always mention, as a matter of course, BioSil. That is one of the things that I mention, one of the products that I mention. Say, if you want a big bang, health bang for your buck, take BioSil. And you just provided the rationale as to why I would say that. It's a pretty remarkable product. So I guess you have, you're well received wherever you go around the world with this product, aren't you?
I'm very fortunate. It's a fun product to be affiliated with. And interestingly, whether I talk at a bone conference or a joint health seminar, usually it comes back to beauty by the end of the day. Whether somebody wants to look at it as a joint product with a beauty side effect or a beauty product that's also good for bones and joints. The discussion, people are people, and wherever I travel, the beauty aspect of it seems to be of most interest to people.
Yeah, well, some might say, well, you're all going to age, and you're not going to be able to do anything about that, and you're not going to look so good when you're older, and that's just not true. And they say, well, why do that? Well, don't you want to look good when you're laid out at your funeral? That always struck me as odd when people would go and they're viewing, the deceased, and they would say, well, Gee, he really looks good. I'm saying, what the hell are you talking about? He's dead. Gee, it really looks good. Really? No, okay. Whatever.
I think they need to reassess their meaning of the term good.
Exactly. Let's go to Lansdale, Pennsylvania. Lila, welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Great to have you on, Lila.
Hi, it's great to hear your show.
Well, thank you for listening. So they did this. They did this. Well, thank you. They did this study, and they were trying to see if the BioSil would make a difference in the depth of the lines and the wrinkles in the skin, and they found that it did. How much of improvement in the depth of the lines and wrinkles did they find? Was it a 3% improvement, a 13% improvement, or a 30% improvement?
30%.
30%, which is, in the world of science, that is when we say statistically significant, that is a big effect. That's a wonderful effect.
It's quite a clinically relevant effect. And these women were between 40 and 65 with photo-damaged skin. And it's quite a remarkable effect to observe in a 20-week period.
Lila,
I have a question for you. Does that affect also those like stains from the sun and whatever?
Yeah, photo damage. That's what he was talking about.
That's what that is?
Yeah,
That's
photo
what it
damage
is.
is sun damage. With photo damage, it's not going to necessarily repair the photo damage, but the lines and the wrinkles get improved because the collagen plumps up the skin and pushes those lines and wrinkles out, so to speak. But the photo damage, you have to go to a dermatologist, and there are treatments that they have for the skin damage. And of course, one of the things you have to wear is sunscreen. But yeah, a lot of photo damage here in Florida because we're exposed to the sun a lot. But Lila, congratulations. You won a $25 supplement gift card, and we appreciate you listening to the show. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Keep up the good work. Thank you.
Yeah, it's our pleasure. It's our pleasure. Richard, thanks for coming into the studio today. It's always nice to see you. And safe travels. I know you'll be off. You're going to travel around the United States for a while. Then you're headed out probably to Canada or someplace.
Back to Canada, yes.
Going back to Canada. And safe travels. Take care of yourself.
Well, thank you for the opportunity. It's always great to visit with you.
BioSil. BioSilUSA.com is the website. Take it because your health is your wealth.